Check out the Wrestling Rewind here on Phoenix 92.5 FM every Tuesday at 8pm to 9pm, and of course over on nerdtoknowmedia.com, the only wrestling podcast by wrestling fans who don't hate wrestling. We'll see you then.
You're listening to the Nerd to Know Media Network. Join us at nerdtoknowmedia.com.
Broadcasting from the Blanchistan Centre, this is Phoenix FM.
This is 92.5 Phoenix FM, community radio for Dublin 15.
Hey everybody, it's JB Jeremy Borash, and you are listening to Darrow O'Connor on the...
Alright guys, welcome to the Wrestling Rewind channel here at thewrestlingrewind.com. Quick video here on some predictions because it is the weekend of WWE NXT's TakeOver Vengeance Day. That is a long pay-per-view name. They should have just called it St. Valentine's Day Massacre. It would have made more sense. But anyway, we will cover that on the Rewind in the very near future. Dave's taking some time off. His girlfriend just had a baby, so congratulations to him. So it will be myself riding solo and having some guests until Dave is back. First thing we're going to do is look at this. Have another video coming up this weekend. But yeah, first things first, let's have a look at this card. And it's headlined by Finn Balor. NXT champion Finn Balor defending his NXT championship against Pete Dunne. Of course, this pay-per-view is coming everybody's way tomorrow night, Sunday, from the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. And this will be streaming on the WWE Network at 7pm Eastern. If you're in the UK or Ireland, it's going to be about 12 o'clock. So, probably going to watch it live. I love these shows when they're on a little bit earlier. Would have preferred if this was on tonight, but hey, it is what it is. I pretty much agree with a lot of these predictions from CBS. They seem to have it pretty much on the level, which is what I would have done too. But yeah, Finn Balor's probably going to win this championship. He's had a pretty good feud with Dunne. Dunne, of course, backed up by Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. This weird kind of Undisputed Era thing as well. I enjoyed it. So yeah, Finn Balor's going to retain the title. Don't know why he misspelled Balor, but hey, it is what it is. Io Shirai will be defending her women's championship against Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez. I'm going to go with Shirai picking up the win here. Makes no sense to have her lose the title. I don't see it happening anytime soon, so she's going to hold on to it. The match will be good though. Probably not the best match of the night, but still, NXT always puts out some really fun women's championship matches. The NXT North American Championship is on the line with Johnny Gargano defending against Kushida. I would love Kushida to win this. I don't think that's going to happen. Gargano will probably pick up the win and be involved in something later on in the night. But my heart wants Kushida to win. I don't think that will happen. The men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals are also in this card. MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans. This could go either way. It looks like MSK are getting the bigger push. Seems like they're the ones to watch. So they're going to be my pick. Again, pretty much CBS have it exactly what I would have chosen, but for different reasons. But it definitely does seem like if MSK get the win here, they'll be the kind of team to watch. Hopefully a little bit better than the Ascension wear or whatever, the Wyatts. And yeah, like NXT need a team like this. So I think Lee and Carter are the ones to watch NXT, and it just makes sense for them to win. The women's Dusty Road Tag Team Classic Final, Dakota Kai and Gonzalez versus Ember Moon and Blackheart. I want Moon and Blackheart to win because come on, Ember Moon's great, and it just makes sense. It just makes sense to have Moon and Blackheart win here. No disrespect to the other team, but it just doesn't really seem like it's time for them. This is probably going to be a really good match. These Dusty Road Classic matches are always super fun, very different in their own ways, but absolutely, I think you can probably bet the house that Moon and Blackheart are going to win. But that's going to do it for the picks. Guys, let us know in the comments below who you think's going to win, why you think they're going to win, are you going to watch it, and most importantly, like the bell, subscribe to the channel for a new video at least every week. Going to try to get some more videos out. Of course, Dave's away for a little while, so the show might be on a bit of a break. We'll see. But new video did go up today from our back catalogue. I think World War 3 went up today. So yeah, subscribe, leave a comment below, and we will talk to you here on the Wrestling Rewind. Bye, guys. Alright, everybody, thank you for joining me today. It is the 21st day of February 2021, and it's the day of Elimination Chamber. So we're going to look at some predictions and some rumours coming to you from CBS by Brent Brookhouse. Thank you for this, Brent. Yes, tonight we are on the second major stop to WrestleMania 37. Of course, it's going to be over 2 nights, so I'm excited for that, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be great. The Elimination Chamber goes down inside the Thunderdome at Tropicana Fields in St. Petersburg, Florida, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, streaming live on the WWE Network. Of course, if you're over here in Ireland or in the UK, that's 12 o'clock, so not too bad at all. Means we can all get up for work tomorrow. Running down the card, WWE Championship is going to be defended inside the chamber. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton versus AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus versus Kofi Kingston. So yeah, I ran a poll over on the site, over on the channel there the other day to see what you guys thought about it, and the response was okay. It looks like Drew McIntyre is the pick, from what everybody's seeing there. But listen, if you're new to the channel, you're just finding us, I like to use the community tab a lot. So that's how, I'll throw out these polls and stuff like that as well while we're kind of working on our social media. So yeah, thanks for everyone who voted on that. But yeah, I agree. I think Drew McIntyre is the one that's going to retain here. There's no way they're going to take the belt off him. It's just not going to happen. But important thing to remember here is that Sheamus won a gauntlet match to secure his position as the final man to enter the Elimination Chamber. So he's going to be the last one. So it'll probably come down to Drew and Sheamus. So we'll see what happens. But Kofi Kingston, he hasn't really done anything like he normally would with his big crazy spots. Did nothing at the Royal Rumble, so we might see something crazy tonight. Then there is King Corbin versus Kevin Owens versus Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn versus Jey Uso in another Elimination Chamber. So Roman Reigns doesn't have to defend the title in an Elimination Chamber match. However, he will have to face the Elimination Chamber winner. So how this works is whoever wins this Elimination Chamber match will have to go on and face Roman Reigns later on in the night. So it could really be anyone here. Some people are saying that it could be Cesaro or Kevin Owens. It's more than likely going to be Kevin Owens who wins this and then gets screwed later on. That would be my guess, and it also seems to be the pick here of Brent. But I don't know. It really could be anyone. I expect shenanigans. I really do. I expect some sort of shenanigans either at the end of this Elimination Chamber match and absolutely at the end of the Universal Championship match. There's no way that's just going to be a straight match. So look, I'm going to go with Kevin Owens on this one. I'm going to go with Roman Reigns to defend to win his defense. It's probably going to be a 5-minute match. Here's the way I see it going now. The Elimination Chamber match happens, and then immediately the title match happens. And it'll be like, for anyone who remembers the New Year's Revolution pay-per-view 2006, when Edge came out and cashed in, the first ever cash-in of the Money in the Bank. That's what I see happening. Something similar to that, where Owens is battered in the middle of the ring and Roman Reigns comes in and picks up the pieces. Or it's a straight match later on in the night and Uso or something comes out to ruin it for Owens, and that sets up the WrestleMania rematch. But that's what I see happening, gang. That's what I see happening. The Raw Women's Championship is defended Asuka versus Lacey Evans. So, here's what's weird. Lacey Evans is pregnant. So, I don't think she's going to wrestle. But we don't know yet. It's still on the card. You might change it. There's no news. For the time being, Asuka's going to win. They probably will change this match. Then we have the US title on the line with a Bobby Lashley defending, or Mr. Golf himself, defending against Keith Lee and Riddle. Now, what was weird about this is, this was supposed to be like a separate match with Keith Lee taking over from Riddle. But this seems to be a triple threat match now. Still think Mr. Golf's winning, but interesting to see what they're going to do here on this. So the women's tag team title is also on the line here. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I don't see this the titles changing on this. Nia Jax and Baszler are probably going to pick up the win here on this. So there's a few other picks here as well. Big E versus Apollo Crews. These are probably just going to be on the pre-show. Big E to defend. SmackDown Tag Team Champions Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler versus the Street Profits. Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler are going to keep doing... You know, that's a shame, man. I didn't even realize they were champions. It just shows you what a terrible job WWE have been doing with Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. It's a shame. Sorry for going off on a tangent there, but that's upsetting. It really is. And then the SmackDown Women's Championship, Sasha Banks versus Carmella. Sasha Banks is going to retain. So look, that is my thoughts of the pay-per-view later on tonight. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be pumping out a couple of shows, mini segments like these throughout the rest of the day, the rest of the week. Because look, as I said, Dave is away for the time being, trying to work on getting some guest hosts in. But yeah. Alright guys, welcome back to the Wrestling Rewind. I've kind of dropped the ball a little bit, so I'm doing a bunch of videos to kind of catch up to get us back to where we were. This is a video on the recap, the review of Impact Wrestling's No Surrender 2021. First things first, fair play to Impact Wrestling. This was free. This was on the Impact Plus app. I had it on the Roku, and I was like, oh, I haven't watched this yet. Let's see what's up. It was free. It was great. I even put it on my Twitter saying, fair play, lads. Good job. So that was fantastic. So, yeah, really, really impressed. And, it was sound because it was there. It worked. It was great. They're also doing a free month now in February of the hardcore stuff, which is super fun. If you guys haven't had a chance to look at it, there was a really good match with Sandman and Raven from like years ago. But yeah, check it out now while you still can, because it's getting long in February's tooth. But yeah, let's talk about this pay-per-view. So Impact Wrestling presented their special event tonight. That's what I call them, not pay-per-views as such. And this comes from Sportskeeda. And thank you to Greg Bush on this one. So the main event saw Tommy Dreamer face Rich Swann for the Impact World Champion, and the Good Brothers defended their tag team titles against AEW's Private Party and James Storm and Chris Sabin. So look, straight off the bat, this pay-per-view, again, it didn't feel like a pay-per-view. It felt like a special event, because that's kind of what it was. I don't want to go too hard on them, because like, one, it was free, and two, they don't call it pay-per-view. They really don't. It felt like a special episode of Impact. So judging on, and that's how I'm going to judge it. I'm not going to judge it as, oh my God, it wasn't the best pay-per-view of all time, because it wasn't. It was like a really decent episode of Impact. So that's straight off the bat. If you guys think that's too lenient on Impact, let me know in the comments below. But that's just the way I'm going to judge it. So we had Decay versus Triple XL and Danelle Tashwood, aka Emma. Really fun match. I really enjoyed it. Anytime I get to see Emma in the ring, it's a great time with Caleb with a K. Of course, Decay defeated Triple XL and Danelle Tashwood via pinfall. Solid match, solid opener, really fun, old school kind of Impact match, thrown in some of the old knockouts, beautiful people aesthetic. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super fun. Next match, Brian Myers and Hernandez versus Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona. Okay, look, I don't want to be harsh to these guys, but there's no one on this who I really wanted to see. You know, it was what it was. Like, Eddie Edwards is great, and I like Hernandez, but Brian Myers and Matt Cardona, who are Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, I don't know. I don't. I found myself being kind of bored in this match, but it was a good match. It's just guys need some characters, you know. Just what I'm saying. Jake Something versus Diener with Violence by Design. So yeah, look, this was a fun match. Again, the problem, and I'll say this now, the problem with this pay-per-view special event Impact sometimes when it does this, a lot of the guys kind of look the same, kind of wrestle the same, and it's fair. Like, they're feeding platform for WWE or AEW, but there needs to be some kind of variation. You know, like, even the guy recapping this, you could see that it was getting long in the tooth. Jake Sutton defeated Diener. I can't remember a spot in this match. It was what it was. It wasn't great, but again, look, you know, if they're going to be pumping these shows out, start presenting the guys in a way that makes them memorable. Start doing characters, interesting match types, something to differentiate guys came out and did stuff. And particularly when your name is Jake Something, not good. Not good. Maybe change that. Anyway, Impact Wrestling No Surrender Triple Threat Revolver match. This was very, very good. This was very good. And it's exactly what I was talking about earlier on. Like, literally in the last match. This was an innovative way to have a no more contender match for the X Division belt, right? It was fantastic. It was fantastic. It was like an elimination Royal Rumble Battle Royale kind of thing. Really cool spots. And it's a great way to get Josh Alexander over. Absolutely just killing the end of the match with a Death Valley driver, which is always fun to see. But this was probably match of the night. I agree with this recap here. Holy cow. Watch this show. Watch this show for this match. It was the match of the night. It was really, really good. But again, this is what I'm saying. Some of these guys I didn't know. Some of them I did. But I cared because of how unique and innovative it was presented. It wasn't just a straight match where he came out and did stuff. So fair play to Josh Alexander. Looking forward to seeing him maybe go and win the X Division title. So then we had a Texas Tornado tag team match. Not really much to say on this. The women in there were great, but did absolutely nothing for me. Fire and Flavor defeated Havoc and Neva. So yeah, there we go. X Division champion Rohit Rajai versus TJP. Fantastic match. Really good. I love Rohit. I think he's a great X Division champion. Again, look, he kept this an A. It was cool, I must say. TJP is super cool. I'm glad he won. I think the match that he's going to have with Josh Alexander is going to be fantastic. The X Division, again, it's one of the reasons why people liked Impact Wrestling in the past. It's the reason why you still should watch Impact Wrestling. And this is brilliant. So fair play. Fair play to TJP. He put on a great performance. I'm sad Heat lost, but hey, it is what it is. He's been a great champion. Not much to say about this next match. Totally just going to skip. You can see the result yourself there. Jazz ODB and Jordan Grace defeated Susan, Kimberly Lee, and Donar Pizarro. It wasn't my match of the night. I tell you how much. ODB is really starting to look like ODB. Impact Wrestling tag team title triple threat: Private Party, James Storm, and Chris Sabin versus the Good Brothers. This was great. Private Party, okay, fair enough. Some people like them, some people don't. I particularly don't. I love James Storm and Chris Sabin. I love their team. I think it's brilliant. And the Good Brothers, obviously it was cool to see Good Brothers show up, you know. I think having Matt Hardy there was pretty fun. But yeah, so the end here came when the Good Brothers defeated Private Party via pinfall. Again, he gives this an A. I would give it probably a B+. Solid match. Fun. Really did a lot of... Added that extra pizzazz. That big match feel that sometimes Impact doesn't have. Again, if this felt like a massive Impact match. A massive event of Impact. And that should have been a main event. Don't want to be harsh on Tommy Dreamer and Rich Swann, but this should have been a main event. Right? So the Impact World Championship was defended next with Tommy Dreamer and Rich Swann. This was supposed to be this was all the Tommy Dreamer show. The show started off with a video package for Tommy Dreamer saying how much he loves wrestling, how he's sore, blah blah blah. He's 50 years old and they wanted to do something nice for him, basically. The match was good. I was expecting more. I was expecting some weapons, some kind of more of a Tommy Dreamer match, and it wasn't. This was more of a straightforward kind of match. In the ring, outside spots, a Death Valley driver outside, Death Valley drop outside, some nasty spots, but then there was a beautiful Phoenix Splash, which Swan would eventually win with, and put Tommy Dreamer away. Now I don't think this was a tiring match. Don't think they said that. Dreamer did look great. He did look great. It was cool that he went in and had a straight wrestling match. It wasn't just a garbage brawl, which I think maybe that was for him. Maybe he's just like, look, I kind of want to show that I still am able to do this rather than just go out and, you know, bleed all over the place. So that was cool. So fair play to him for doing that. I wasn't expecting it, but it was a very good match. You know, do I think it should have closed the show? No. But it deserved to close the show in a certain way as well. And also then Moose came out and absolutely killed the two of them, setting up that he wants to be the champion of both. So, you know, it was a cool vision at the end where he was like, hey, you know, holding the two belts. So I do think we're going to get Moose coming out now and being the next challenger. But overall, was the show good? Yes, absolutely. Is the show worth your time? Yes, absolutely. It was really good. It wasn't blow your house down right home and say it's the best show ever. No, it was not. But it was a new way of Impact going forward into 2021. Set up a lot of things, pushed forward the major AEW Invasion storyline. Also sets up some of the doors for New Japan Pro Wrestling, which we've seen happen. So look, it was cool. It's free right now if you go over to Impact Plus, the app there as well, which I do recommend you get, by the way. It is a really good app. Not as good as the WWE Network, not trying to be. It's doing its own thing. And for me, someone who loves Impact Wrestling, they respect that. You know, they give you free content. It's very easy to navigate. It's on the Roku box. You can even just go over and get it on the PC or the Mac. And yeah, definitely worth your time. Check it out. This show's good. I think it's still free at the moment as well. There's 3 or 4 matches to really go out of your way to watch, the X Division stuff and the 2 main events. But other than that, guys, more videos are coming your way. Again, while I can't do a long hour show, well, I could, but I don't want to, by myself. We will be coming your way very soon with some special guests, and then when Dave is back, we'll be back to normal. So let us know what you thought about in the comments below of this show, of these video segments. I'd love to hear from you, and yeah, we'll see you on the next video. Okay, guys, quick video here. So look, this is kind of like the talking point of the wrestling media still, and this comes from whatculture.com, one of my old places that I used to work, and we're talking about this insane stipulation announced for Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega at AEW 2021. So not only is it going to be blood and guts like we've seen before, No, it's going to be an exploding barbed wire death match. Omega confirmed the bloody stipulation at the end of the show. Moxley, Phoenix, and Lance Archer just defeated Eddie Kingston, the Butcher, and the Blade in the main event when Omega and the Good Brothers swarmed with Moxley in Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows' clutches. Kenny said if John wants to talk about breaking necks and putting bodies in the ground, they'll have a death match at the 7th of March pay-per-view. So we are steaming ahead towards this. This is going to be something for the ages. Now, Omega and Moxley wrestled a death match, similar one with the Lights Out match back in 2019. That had barbed wire, broken glass, and all that kind of good stuff that Dave absolutely loves. But that was more kind of like more of a main event, mainstream kind of thing. This is going to be a real throwback back to stuff that we've seen in the 90s. So what exactly is a barbed wire exploding death match? Well, here's a good one here. This comes from culturevultures.com. On the February 17th edition of AEW Dynamite, it was confirmed that Kenny Omega will defend his AEW championship against former champion in a match not televised since the early 2000s, an exploding barbed wire death match. So yeah, this started in Japan from FMW. And yeah, it's literally what it says. It's the ring ropes are replaced with actual barbed wire and exploding wires in between. And then the C4 are planted all around the outside of the ring. And the victory is still achieved when, you pin or make your opponent submit. But it's also can be stopped for blood loss. And basically the weapons that can be used in this are glass tables, ladders, barbed wire chairs, barbed wire bats, wrapped around all this kind of stuff. The most famous one here is Cactus Jack and Terry Funk from the 90s. This one has been clipped. If you guys have ever seen the Cactus Jack run in WWE, either one of them, particularly the Royal Rumble 2000, a lot of clips from this specific match was shown. Some of the most iconic hardcore wrestlers of all times have stepped in between these ropes. Cactus Jack, Sabu, Terry Funk have all found themselves in this spiked metal and singed by the barbed wire. By the C4. Avid fans of the hardcore legend will recognise this match from the book Have a Nice Day, where Foley describes his encounter with Terry Funk. Yeah, that's the one. That's exactly the one. But look, this is wild, guys. This is absolutely wild. Foley, who later became recognised as a pioneer of the genre, described how Funk insisted that the explosives used were as powerful as they can be legitimate military grade stuff. So yeah, real C4. Holy cow, that's wild. So yeah, guys, we're going to see this match on the 7th of March at AEW Revolution. So what do you guys think? Is this something you guys want to watch? We'll probably cover it. I know Dave is probably loving this. And so let us know what you think. Were you a fan of the Moxley thing with Omega? Are you sad? Kind of discussed a little bit that AEW are going this way, or are you just bloodthirsty Romans going for it? I don't know. I'd love to hear from what you guys think about this. Personally, I kind of want to see it. I like Moxley. I like Omega. This is cool. I've never really seen this before. Like, obviously, I don't think any of us have seen this before. And last time we did see it was 20 years ago, so I was 8 and wasn't watching Japanese wrestling. But yeah, so let's check it out, and we will see if anything else comes into this as the build-up ramps on to AEW Revolution. So let us know what you think in the comments below, guys. Subscribe if you haven't liked the video, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bobby Lashley is coming out for the attack, which could be setting up The Miz. Could The Miz be working with Lashley? Has that been a storyline I haven't paid attention to because I'm not aware of? Possibly. But he's throwing him out of the ring, so this doesn't look miserable. We'll wait. I was going to stop the stream right there, but I guess I'll wait for this segment to play out just a little bit. Where's the rest of the Hurt Business? Shouldn't they be out there? Now was Lashley ever... No, I guess he wasn't. He was ECW, that's right. Well, WWE ECW. That was my first gig. All right, so they're playing up the Miz angle, but I could see the Miz angle being interrupted by Lashley. I'm actually going to turn up my volume and listen to commentary for a second, see if they're about to give anything away. It's going to be weird to have a cash-in or even a cash-in attempt without a live crowd. That's kind of what makes it. But hey, I mean, we're going a year into this funness, shall we call it? So we'll see. I mean, they're definitely going for it. Going to put him to sleep here. All right, so back to the match while they're doing this little setup for Miz. I would say, honestly, C+ as far as Elimination Chamber matches go. That might seem a little harsh. There were some cool variations by Jeff Hardy that I liked in it. Kofi. Yeah, and here comes Miz as expected. But I see Lashley's going to break this up. This isn't going to happen. There's no way. I also don't want to see this as just a not cash-inable opportunity. Yeah, there's no way Miz wins this. There's no way Miz wins this. Well, there's the cash-in. There's the cash-in. I thought they were going to do everything in their power not to do it. Now, see, this bothers me. Just let him pin him. See, in previous cash-ins, Big Show, for example, comes to mind. You just straight up went for the pin. You didn't have to get him back up. I don't like this because they seem to be telegraphing that Miz is not going to win. And if there's anything that I've gotten out of tonight, it's that the spots have been brilliant, but definitely telegraphed. Miz is okay. Maybe he's gonna go for the pin, but I'm expecting a kick out. I'll be shocked. Yeah, no, not surprised at all. Miz, you just blew it. You know you blew it. I don't blame you. This is good promotion for Miz and Mrs., but you're just not getting this today. Going for skull crushing finale. There it is. But come on, is Miz really gonna headline 2 WrestleManias? No. Oh, he is. Oh. Yes, I tried to talk myself out of every possible way that could happen. Oh, that's wild. Did not. Okay, all right. You win. You got me. Did not. Wow. What do I even? Who does he even? Wow. This sets up a lot of. I don't know, but I can't believe him. He's not going to headline because of Roman, but you know what I mean. This is his second WrestleMania as WWE champion. I hope John Cena comes out right now or something and we just revived the whole thing with The Rock. I don't know, man. Wow. Okay. I'm shocked. Can we turn that C+ up, or do I rank the match? Do I rank the match differently than I do the end? Or are we just going off the air at 10:30? 9:30? 9:30. We're just done. What just happened? I mean, get ready for all your review parties. That is hilarious. Well, there you go. Miz defied all my expectations that I saw. So shame on me, right? Shame on me for spending 45 minutes complaining about how predictable that was. I was talking everything out of it. I love that. Honestly, if they were going to do that, I'm surprised they didn't have somebody else win and make it even cheaper by having Miz come in like that. Oh, I am sure Dara's going to have some thoughts on this when he checks in with you guys. But in the meantime, it's been a pleasure. That one... Yeah, man, that one made me happy. So thank you guys who were chatting along with me tonight. Always appreciate always appreciate your feedback. And oh my goodness, was I not expecting that at all? Whoo! Poor Drew McIntyre. I have been saying that he deserves his WrestleMania as the champion for having the belt for so long with no live crowd. We finally get a chance for him to go to, I think they're doing 20% capacity last I checked. And no, that's not happening. So I'm going to sign off here. It's been a pleasure. It's been melancholy to exciting to boring to am I going to just stop doing this to, hey, that was interesting. So as always, Thank you for listening to the only show hosted by people that don't hate wrestling. And if this is ever an opportunity to see that, it certainly was. You can, of course, check us out. Right now, we're not doing our normal Friday nights. A new daughter, so taking care of her. But we're definitely putting out little segments. I'm going to be jumping in for things like this when I get a chance, especially after tonight, with those expectations being blown. You can always find us just by typing directly thewrestlingrewind.com into your browser. That'll take you over to the YouTube channel. You can find our other shows over at nerdtoknowmedia.com. We are, of course, on Twitter. You can follow me, the Dave Stevens. Hit me up there, same as my Instagram. On Facebook, we, of course, are The Wrestling Rewind. We've been going over a lot of our social media tags recently and changing them to things slightly more relevant. This was a pleasure to talk to you guys, to be surprised with you guys, to, like I say, actually enjoy wrestling and not hate it for one more night. All right, you guys all take care, and we'll talk again soon. Way to start it. We'll start it with a sneeze. Welcome back to the only show hosted by someone who doesn't hate wrestling. And I tried watching that Elimination Chamber match earlier, and it was brutal. So bear with me here. I just gave up and I said, hey, I'm gonna wait for a second. I'm gonna take a hot minute, come back for the match I actually want to watch, and let's see what happens. Dara's not with me at the moment. Just going to give, I guess it might get chopped up into a review. It's going to be a live watch along at the same time. Thank you for those participating in chat. Nice to have you back. Let's see what happens. I want to see AJ win, but that's clearly not going to happen. I guess the theme here is that they've all been champions. So we'll see how that pans out, I guess. It has been a little bit of time, yes. Thank you for pointing that out. Life gives lemons, you make lemonade. And that's what we're trying to do tonight. Man, I love the fact that they're going hard with the pyro inside of Thunderdome. So I decided not to put my little watch-along up of the earlier match because personally, it just wasn't my cup of tea. And yes, thank you also for joining into the chat. Appreciate that. We'll see what happens. Surprised AJ's in this. I swore I read that he was out with a shoulder injury, but then again, don't believe everything you read on the internet, I guess. All right, so we're starting with Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. Good combo to start with, if we're going to start with one, because man, if the two of these guys gone at it in the past, it's kind of crazy that Jeff Hardy's been this successful for this long in this industry. I know everybody says that all the time, but it's true. So here's what was missing from the first men's chamber match that I'm hoping gets addressed in this one. Innovation. I did not see a lot of innovation. There were a couple cool spots that I liked. I thought Cesaro had a nice one. Kind of. I would say it's memorable, I guess. I don't really know what you'd call that pull-up spot. I did like Bryan getting his head slammed in between the steel chains. I thought that was a cool little effect, if nothing else. So let's see what happens in this one. Got good people doing good things. So one of the things I didn't like about the earlier match was there wasn't really guys who I would classify as strong risk takers, if you will. In this match, we have that. We have that with Jeff. We have that with AJ. We even have that with McIntyre, if anybody's familiar with his crazy stuff he did on the indies. So there's a lot that can be gained from this match. I'm more interested in this one. The stakes are higher. If you want a quick review of the first men's match, don't watch it. I didn't enjoy it at all. So let's get into this. Man, Hardy goes hard with the face paint nowadays. I love it. So I guess they're trying to build up this Irish versus Scottish thing. I don't know. Interesting. I haven't watched, just so everybody's aware, much content in the past 2.5-3 weeks. So this is kind of my way of getting caught back up tonight, is just chiming in on this particular match. Though I've watched parts of the rest of the chamber. Something I wanted to comment on that I noticed is very different. Now, granted, this may have happened at the last chamber. There's been 27 of these things. So earlier iterations maybe would be the best way to put it. The extra padding around the outside of the matches, I like. because we don't need to hurt people that much. On the other hand, it is different. I mean, the whole getting slammed into the steel, there was no place safe outside the ring, so you kind of had to stay inside. It was a cool concept. Totally understand why they got rid of it. I'm not necessarily complaining about that, but this is definitely not the original. It's not the OG chamber, which is stored in New Jersey, not too far from me, just a couple hour drive. That was apparently the only place that was big enough to store the chamber that WWE was able to find at the time. I don't want to get too nitpicky about fourth wall breaking things, so I'll just leave it kind of at that. There's certain things I'm disappointed in. Off the bat, I don't like the plexiglass look. Not saying that it all needs to be candy glass. I will break the fourth a bit, but I don't know, the spear through the chamber, shatter thing's always kind of cool. I know WWE kind of shies away from glass. There's ways to do it, though, that can be very safe and look very good. Hardy, I mean, he's going through, it's amazing. His classical moves are more fun to watch than some people's, super innovative stuff. So maybe I'm backtracking there, but nonetheless, let's see what happens in this match. Straight up predictions right off the bat. Obviously, I think McIntyre's going to retain. I don't think The Miz is going to cash in, and I'm going to be very upset when AJ Styles doesn't win, and just be prepared for that, because there's sure to be plenty of me complaining. Hardy with a frog splash. That's interesting. I'm wondering if a frog splash off the top turnbuckle is going to lead to a swanton off the pod later. That's my guess. So if you want to get synced up with me, we're down to 5 seconds, and we'll have our next entrance. I'll let you know when the ding is, and then you can join in ding. And let's figure out who comes in next. I'm going to put my money on Sheamus, just because of his history with Orton, I think is where they're going to go. Oh, wow. Throwing in McIntyre early. Thought they were going to give him the Triple H treatment there. Yeah, Dara, if you watch this, you know exactly what I mean. Interesting. All right, so we've got the champion quick, which offers up the possibility for him to get eliminated quick. There was an elimination chamber. I think it was like, I don't know, maybe the 4th or the 5th, where the champion got eliminated pretty much at the start, and that was pretty exciting because you knew you were going to have a new champion right off the bat. So that was interesting to see. So Drew McIntyre just did an RKO into a kip up. Maybe it was a diamond cutter technically. Kofi's laughing about it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So again, it's just been kind of a lot of pummeling. Hardy going through his moveset, which is great. It's more interesting than probably what we're going to see a lot of, which is people just being punched or thrown into the stream. I wasn't super happy, again, with the first match, but hey, I'm willing to give WWE a chance to redeem themselves here. It's interesting to put this match so early on the card. It's 9 o'clock Eastern. So we'll see what happens. How do I put this in a way that y'all will know what I mean, but you won't get upset with me for saying I don't like the type of steel being used on the chamber. And not that it's any less dangerous necessarily, but if you know, you know. And I'll just leave it at that. See, like that right there, if you're watching, you know what I'm talking about. That suplex on the outside, like that means so much more when you have the steel exposed than when you don't. Then again, I'm glad that they're safe. So we've got the risk takers in this mess. I'm looking forward to it. So he's going for, your standard spearheaded look, but how much better would that be if the glass broke? You know what I'm saying? It's I understand the evolution. I absolutely do. No pun intended, because Orton's in the ring, but it's interesting. Now, I'm not downplaying at all how crazy strong that the outside of the ring has to be. I mean, it's vicious, obviously. It's a little bit of padding, but it makes the ring look like a soft mat in comparison, which we all know it is not. So it's not that it's bad or anything like that. It's just taking a bit to get used to the changes. I know it helps. They were able to add in a lot of LEDs, a lot of cool lighting effects on this one. I like the opening and closing. It fixes the mess up from Sheamus's Celtic Cross getting jammed and not able to get jammed when the spot was supposed to be over for a couple years back, if y'all remember that. So we'll see where they go. Again, this is kind of on my AJ Styles bucket list of matches I never thought that he would be in. So we're talking about Hardy at the moment as he's getting his face rubbed into some grates. I would just say, hey man, don't try and climb to the top of the cage a la Suicide in TNA on that fateful Monday night, or even your entrance, that fateful Monday night edition where they thought they'd go head-to-head against Raw, and Vince McMahon said, oh, really? Well, I'm going to have Bret Hart on the show for the first time since 1997. So we saw how that worked out. It's a lot of cool little tidbits, if you will. I'm going to give another countdown here so you can sync back up with me. It's 5 seconds to go. I'll let you know when the ding happens. I think AJ's in next. There's your ding. Here's your random selection. Let's bring in AJ. Let's make it happen. Get me interested. Come on, WWE. Get me interested in this match. No, Kofi. Okay. All right. So we got our third of the risk takers, if you will. So we've got Jeff in there. We've got Kofi in there. Something will happen. I'm already calling it that we're going to see a swanton off the pod. I think that was heavily foreshadowed. Kofi's looking a bit vivacious there. I don't know what people think about the Capri look. Kind of makes him look a bit younger, which I don't mind actually at all. The blonde's cool. If you guys are wondering about why I'm commenting on things, well, interesting way to get Orton out, and Orton out fast. And now he's going to Kofi it. Hardy's going to pin him. Is that how we're going to take him out? No, he's going to take Hardy out. Okay, so this is interesting. I can deal with this. AJ really wants to get out. Wait, is that a thing? Oh, okay. Well, AJ's back of the pod has now been eliminated. Sorry, Thunderdome. Is AJ going to climb in? Oh, wow. Okay, I see. It's open. Are we getting AJ versus Orton down the line? We just may be. That's a match I wouldn't mind seeing. Okay. Like the little stare down. That was cool. Well, AJ's not going to get this pin, clearly. He's going to fake it on Kofi, fake it on Jeff, as you would expect. That was a really cool way to enter and a really cool way to speed up the match. It's not the first time that somebody's entered early, though it was an accident, I think, the very first time, if I remember. That might have involved Ryback, but I can't completely remember. Oh, Adam Pearce is ejecting AJ's helper, which is not very nice. Well, this is going to... I love AJ Styles so much. Y'all don't think so? Well, let me bring out my favorite desk ornament right here. I'm sure you could see this on the stream because I don't have any virtual backgrounds up. You telling me you couldn't take out Adam Pearce? What a bizarre... I mean, I love him. Just interesting. Very, very bizarre to have Adam Pearce in this kind of role. But I love it. Absolutely love it. Can't be too upset about it. Holy crap. All right, I'll give him that. See, that's the innovation that I was wanting and waiting for, and we didn't have in the first match. Come on, a tornado DDT that you're doing off the second rope to the outside onto the mats on the steel. That's the fun moments. That's what having guys like Kofi, Jeff, and AJ in this match can do for you. And now they're all in it. Was going to go for Whisper in the Wind. Looks like, thought Hardy was going to go up there. I'm still waiting on that spot to happen. So Sheamus, see, this is where things become curious. Ooh, SOS. Yeah, I like that. Not going to pin the champ with it, but love the SOS as a finisher. Oh, Styles is deciding to participate. I want to Google his injury. I got to figure out what happened. Sorry if y'all are like, hey, don't Google injuries. AJ Styles injury. Separated shoulder. Nothing was broken. Well, interesting. I mean, he's in physical therapy. Says he'll hope to be healed up at WrestleMania 36. That was 21 days ago. So, I mean, you just feel for the guy. Are they ever going to give him time off? Do I want him to give him time off? No, I don't. Happy to be in this match. All right, let's see, Kofi, what you got going. Ooh, a little G4 reference. For those that don't know, New Day appeared on G4's kind of reboot, so that's a nice little nod there. AJ, of course, always sporting the completely incomprehensible. Oh, Brainbuster! Haven't seen that in so long. Liking this. We got the Vicious Pitbull styles out right now, which is just absolutely great. I don't think I've seen the back entry, and then I was wondering, is he going to do some weird scaling? But no, they were smart about it. Put him in through the front. I like that. I could deal with that all day long. I'm just trying to, like, in my mind, innovate, right? So figure out, like, okay, what can we do? Okay, that was cool. Styles throwing Kofi chest first to the outside. I got to see where a lot of this goes, quite frankly. They've already chosen to sped up the match, which is curious because they put it so far early on the card. I thought maybe they were going to try and extend it in some way. Is that a monkey flip? See, that's what I want to see. And that's also why I'm kind of glad that the steel's not completely exposed, because AJ would have no neck. Beautiful monkey flick by Kofi. Love that. That was very, very well done. I think Kofi's time is limited, though, in this match, especially with McIntyre. Whoa. Very cool. Very cool. I don't know what he's going for. It's kind of a guillotine, but he doesn't have it fully locked in. Going to get reversed into a vertical. Yeah, definitely deep vertical suplex there by McIntyre. Good. What is Sheamus? Interesting. I don't know. Are we going for an evil Sheamus? When to get rid of the mohawk? That's how much attention I pay. It was probably a while ago. What else we got going on in this match? So I don't know if they've extended the timer, because it definitely feels longer than it should have been to make up for the fact that AJ was helped into the match early. I don't know. But then again, we did timers during the Royal Rumble and quickly learned that they meant nothing. Vertical suplex into the steel and then bouncing down. Well done, McIntyre. That was a great set of counters right there. Love that. Yeah, usually he would do that as a kind of a face buster, but he tamed it down a bit for this. You can actually see the reflections of the Thunderdome in the glass. All right, what we got going on? Styles and McIntyre. This is when I get excited. Oh my goodness, AJ took a terrible back body drop. Not even taped up on the arm, though, so now I'm wondering what's going on there. I mean, yeah, McIntyre's not losing this title, but I'm expecting that we'll see who he's going to be facing, right? That's kind of the expectation. Man, AJ said that side on that one. That was brutal. So basically, everybody's outside of the ring right now. This has already been way more entertaining than the first men's match, so kind of redeeming themselves. It's not must-watch yet, though. It's not must-watch. Then again, I'm saying that, and The Miz is always a technical factor, so see what happens. All right, so we're getting a neck breaker from McIntyre. Yeah. Okay. Sheamus, are you ever who's doing the timing on this match? Is he ever going to come in? Oh, there we go. 10-9. I'll give you the go on one head. We are at 5. You're syncing up with me. You got unsynced. And beep. Here comes Sheamus. Everybody is in. Only Orton has been eliminated. So let's see what happens here. I'm kind of looking to see which feuds might be getting set up for WrestleMania aside from the actual championship match that is currently heading into the chamber. It may very well just be between, oh my goodness, McIntyre and Sheamus are unloading on each other. Wow. That could be an interesting. I'm all of a sudden excited for a match that I had zero interest in watching 2 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. So big fan of this. Commentary is really building it up too. See what happens. I'm thinking maybe the last guy pinned is who McIntyre faces. And Miz's contract isn't necessarily Raw or SmackDown specific, as far as I know. So anything could happen there too. Everybody with Styles is involved right now. Don't really know what that dude's doing. Hardy has been getting a lot of rest, a la Edge in the Rumble, but he's not winning this match, so I'm not sure what they're doing with him, other than, hey buddy, rest your back up because you're about to go for a swanton dive off the top of this, and it's not going to be fun. That's my prediction. I'm sticking with it. I mean, all right. All right, so we've got Hardy, McIntyre, and Sheamus all outside the ring on the same side. Kofi and AJ are going at it. I'm expecting to see something fun here. I mean, you got to get attention somehow in this match. Curious to see what they do. I don't think it's going to be fun to watch. Yeah, commentary is building it up too with the whole "what are you willing to put yourself through" line that I just heard there in the background. Yeah. Now here's the thing. Have I seen the innovation that I wanted yet? I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure. For those of you in chat, hello as always. Nice to have you aboard. Yeah, this is very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, we'll see what happens. Whew. Kind of got to absorb this, right? Figure out where they're going with this. So this is what's becoming a problem with this match, even more so than the Rumble, is there's only so Kofi. Okay, so we got a crossbody from Kofi that was basically a step up from the second to the turnbuckle, which was cool. I'm gonna double check that, make sure. Well, they're gonna give a bad angle. Way to go, WWE. But it was interesting. I don't see. I'm not jazzed yet. You know what I mean? This is the type of match that should really be making me think oh my gosh, anything could happen. AJ trying to springboard in, gets kicked, and he's out. He's also giving time here to rest up. So Hardy's gotten the most rest, and then you guys are wondering, why am I even paying attention to that? Well, I don't know. Watch the Rumble. You'll figure it out. This is very interesting. Has it really been 6 years since Sheamus held the title? And does that say more about the title or Sheamus? Is really the question we should all be asking ourselves. Kofi, of course, Mania last year was huge. 2 years ago was huge. We'll see. I gotta admit, I'm looking at the Thunderdome crowd, and even they're kind of just staring at their TVs okay, can we make something happen? Sheamus is going for a... Oh, is he going for a... Oh, gosh. I'm so glad I don't recap anymore because the move name's escaping me. What's Kofi doing? Kofi going up to the pod? Is that going to be... Oh, it's going to be his spot, not Jeff's spot. No, they're going for the turnbuckle or the... Are they going for... That's the most flattering position Sheamus has ever been in. It looks like they're going for the vertical suplex from the pod to the ring, but McIntyre's getting involved. Just totally crotch Sheamus for some bizarre reason. I don't know what they're setting up for here, but if it's funny. Yeah, I'm not trying to false call the match in advance. I'm just became so used to it where I would find myself typing paragraphs ahead of what the moves were. So sometimes that comes out, especially watching something without Dare to yell at me right here. That's kind of what's happening is I'm slipping into that recapper mindset where it's okay, what's happening? We might be getting a Tower of Doom is what this looks to be converting into. Kofi's just chilling up there though. I would hate to see just another superplex because we got this, in the first match. Though to be fair, McIntyre is going up to the top, so it is more. Yeah, here comes AJ to turn it into a. Okay. So Hardy and AJ are going to turn it into a. Ooh, that was not the best landing, Sheamus. Tower of Doom that wasn't executed as beautifully as I'd like to see. Sheamus' body weight kind of threw something off there, but Drew McIntyre, to his credit, absolutely saved that. So you've got Kofi at top. Double cover by Hardy and AJ. Nothing. Jeff is selling the heck out of his knee. I don't know if we actually practiced that, but he is taking a glance up to Kofi. Yeah, like I'll ever mention him. So we'll see what happens here. Yep. This is Kofi getting up. I really hope it's more than a crossbody, though, man. Okay. I'll take the backdrop. That works for me. Kind of like a back splat, if you will. Like, imagine if you're not watching and you're wondering. So, kind of like a belly flop in reverse. I don't know how else to describe it. That was somebody's finisher. Oh my gosh, who's one of the Divas finishers? So bear with me. I can't remember who it is. I think it's our current wrestler, too. That's a shame. Very silly, though. You just jump up in the air and hit them with your buttocks, I guess. Buttocks. You know, that is a really cool visual, actually, I will say. Kind of telegraphed. They're playing a This Is Awesome chant for the crowd, but I got to be honest, if you look in the faces of the crowd, I don't know if they're as hype as it wants you to think that they are. And again, no disrespect, just... All right, we got to see how this plays out from here, because we got to start seeing some eliminations. We're a good, let's see, 8:50. So we're a solid half hour into this match, so we got to start seeing some closure. I would say Kofi is flying everywhere. He tried to do that back thing again, which whoa, that was a nice backflip out of it, though, right into a bro kick, and that will be the end of Kofi. And much like his time in Rumbles, it's a shame because you know he's going to hit certain things and then gets them out of the way, and the surprise is always, hey, what's it going to be that he hits? But once he does them, he does them. It's kind of Petey Williams-esque, if you will, where once he hits the Canadian Destroyer, okay, then the match is over. But until that, he's still in the match, right? It's kind of the effect Kofi has when it comes to specialty matches. It's like, okay, what's the big thing he's going to do? And then the match will end, which is how I feel about Hardy as well. So that's the problem with these guys that I was talking about earlier. It was a nice twist of fate by Hardy. Another one on to McIntyre, but AJ is going to interrupt this in some way for some silly reason. AJ, if you break up this cover, you're a fool. No, he didn't. See, that is smart booking. And that's what they've messed up in the past, is they've had people do that. Styles, yep, that could be it for him. Yep, we're getting that swanton off the top right here. Please go to the pod. AJ, you're crazy for taking this move, and it shows such respect that you have for Jeff that you're willing to lay down on the mat. This is going to be the moment of the match. I think we all know this. Oh, is he moonsault? Oh, okay. Whisper in the wind to the outside, playing with my expectations. That I will take. See, that's what makes Hardy special. Now we can just do a regular swanton, eliminate AJ, and the match is over. I mean, not really, but it is as far as I'm concerned. Because, like I said, this is Jeff being Jeff. That's it. AJ's out here. Somebody's going to come in. No! Wow, Claymore. Now, the question is, does McIntyre go for... Yeah, he's going to take out Hardy. So we're leaving Styles in. Interesting. Now, I can't see Sheamus being the second to last. So we're down to McIntyre, Sheamus, and AJ at this point. And if you can hear my delight, it's my delight at being surprised. They twisted something up that was very expectable, very, very foreseeable, and went the other way with it, which is cool. And I'll actually take that for this particular segment. And I'm getting more excited. Sheamus is being brutal. This is very interesting to see. Sheamus, I got to give a lot of credit to. I have not seen him wrestle this well in several years. I thought he was great with Cesaro. Cesaro is one of my favorites, of course. I used to watch him in Shikara locally, along with Ring of Honor. And, that was cool. That was the one thing that I actually did like about the previous men's match, was starting with Bryan and Cesaro. If you guys can find it, I don't have the clips on YouTube, but there is a video somewhere, a clip of Cesaro as Claudio Castagnoli, of course, and Bryan Danielson at the time, where he did the airplane spin instead of the leg swing. And he did it so fast that Bryan just kept going around his neck when he stopped moving. And I thought that was absolutely fantastic to watch. So we'll see what happens with the last of this here. White Noise. Okay, that's what that's called. I think that was renamed. I think that used to be called something else back in like 2010. But I have to look that up. Are we getting a springboard 450? What was... Huh. AJ kind of... I don't know if it was a... Did he slip? Okay. That is either how you change a move for the better, or you just go all out, because he went for a springboard 450. Oh, he's doing it again, and this time he does the full 450. I've never seen anybody do a combo like that. That's incredible. He's not going to get the... What? You don't kick out at one, McIntyre. Don't do that to me. Oh, can you... We could have had Sheamus break that up, but again, no, here's my problem. So Kofi did his move. He's out. Hardy did his move. He's out. AJ's getting pulverized right now. And by the way, this man just did like 20 flips. So whatever. I'll give it to him. But I guess so, yeah, we're building up Sheamus versus McIntyre for WrestleMania. I don't hate it. It's kind of fun, actually. Not something I was expecting. It's interesting. Now my focus, of course, is shifting completely out of this match to who will AJ face. And by the way, if you guys hate the... AJ Styles love that's going on right now. Dara's not here to rein me in. What do you want? All right, so we're getting the 10 beats of the Celtic drum. Sorry. All right, so Sheamus is about to decimate AJ, and this is going to hurt me to watch. Oh, man. This is... Oh. See, and this right there... See... Throwing somebody into the steel like Sheamus just did with AJ makes so much more sense than doing it early. I don't know why Sheamus is going to the top rope. It's an unexpected little venture. Turn the crowd volume up, Thunderdome. Are we really... Is a lariat from the top really going to be... I mean, Sheamus is into this. I wonder how old he is now. I kind of want to... I don't know if this could be copyrighted by Apple, in which case I'm in trouble. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to see. I'm curious how old Sheamus is. AJ is about to get eliminated, by the way, except I think Sheamus is going to get interrupted by McIntyre, and yes, he does. And McIntyre hits the DDT. He's going to go not for the pin. Sheamus is going to roll to safety. Let's see what we got going on here. Sheamus, 43 years old. AJ, I'm just curious. I want to say he's 44. Just bear with me here. Yeah, oh no, AJ's 43 as well. So Sheamus and AJ both 43. And that's going to give us Drew McIntyre at 35. So Drew McIntyre is almost a decade younger than both of these men. Okay, we have bro kick from Sheamus. Yep, that's going to be a... Yep, that's going to be a phenomenal forearm. Sheamus is out. We're getting AJ versus Drew as the last two people here. Now, one of two things can happen. One, I can get way too hype, or I can settle myself down because I know it's going to happen. Look, AJ's hit every one of his finishers. McIntyre has more in the tank. This makes me very, very, very nervous. Could Miz do some... Oh, okay. So it looks like we're setting up for... a phenomenal forearm blocked by a claymore into a pin. That's what I'm seeing. I don't see a way that McIntyre gets so beat up that Miz can come down and take advantage. So you might be holding off on that. And maybe at another time I'll go over the Otis versus Miz having the briefcase potential. But I think Miz is the better choice. And yep, called that spot well in advance. That's exactly what you would have expected. Drew McIntyre is fine. He's going on to WrestleMania. That's your match. He's going to remain champion. What are they going to do with AJ? I'm not sure, but he is rolling out of the ring faster than would be expected. All credit to a guy who separated his shoulder a month ago. I mean, it got me riled up. They got me hoping for something good there. Not that this is something bad, because actually I have a ton of respect for McIntyre, and I do like this. But you usually don't see somebody springboard into a claymore and get out of the ring quite as fast as AJ just did. I'm curious. I mean, I don't even know what you could do with Miz here. I mean, McIntyre is not beat up in any way. I'm kind of just waiting for the cage to go up and then move on to the next match. I don't think anything else is going on. So I guess I'll just run through the ratings right now. Much, much, much better than the first match. It was I hate to say it was predictable because that makes me sound smarky, and I don't mean to, because I'm no more. I'm just a mark like everybody else, but nothing crazy happened. Some cool variations I've never seen before. I'm really interested in that spinning senton followed up by the 450. I didn't expect that to land for Styles. Love that. I thought Kofi's vertical suplex into the steel, followed by a modified face buster, if you will, was great. AJ also hit a brain buster earlier. That was great. Bobby Lashley is coming out for the attack, which could be setting up The Miz. Could The Miz be working with Lashley? Has that been a storyline I haven't paid attention to because I'm not aware of? Possibly. But he's throwing him out of the ring, so this doesn't look miserable. We'll wait. I was going to stop the stream right there, but I guess I'll wait for this segment to play out just a little bit. Where's the rest of the Hurt Business? Shouldn't they be out there? Now was Lashley ever? No, I guess he wasn't. He was ECW. That's right. Well, WWE ECW. That was my first gig. All right, so they're playing up the Miz angle, but I could see the Miz angle being interrupted by Lashley. I'm actually going to turn up my volume and listen to commentary for a second, see if they're about to give anything away. It's going to be weird to have a cash-in or even a cash-in attempt without a live crowd. That's kind of what makes it. But hey, I mean, we're going a year into this funness, shall we call it? So we'll see. I mean, they're definitely going to put him to sleep here. All right, so back to the match while they're doing this little setup for Miz. I would say, honestly, C+ as far as Elimination Chamber matches go. That might seem a little harsh. There were some cool variations by Jeff Hardy that I liked in it. Kofi. Yeah, and here comes Miz as expected, but I see Lashley's going to break this up. This isn't going to happen. There's no way. I also don't want to see this as just a not cash-inable opportunity. Yeah, there's no way Miz wins this. There's no way Miz wins this. Well, there's the cash-in. There's the cash-in. I thought they were going to do everything in their power not to do it. Now, see, this bothers me. Just let him pin him. See, in previous cash-ins, Big Show, for example, comes to mind. You just straight up went for the pin. You didn't have to get him back up. I don't like this because they seem to be telegraphing that Miz is not going to win. And if there's anything that I've gotten out of tonight, it's that the spots have been brilliant, but definitely telegraphed. Miz is okay. Maybe he's gonna go for the pin, but I'm expecting a kick out. I'll be shocked. Yeah, no, not surprised at all. Miz, you just blew it. You know you blew it. I don't blame you. This is good promotion for Miz and Mrs., but you're just not getting this today. Going for skull crushing finale. There it is. But come on, is Miz really gonna headline 2 WrestleManias? No. Oh, he is. Oh. Yes, I tried to talk myself out of every possible way that could happen. Oh, that's wild. Did not. Okay, all right. You win. You got me. Did not. Wow. What do I even? Who does he even? Wow. This sets up a lot of. I don't know, but I can't believe he's not going to headline because of Roman, but you know what I mean? This is his second WrestleMania as WWE champion. I hope John Cena comes out right now or something and we just revived the whole thing with The Rock. I don't know, man. Wow. Okay. I'm shocked. Can we turn that C+ up, or do I rank the match? Do I rank the match differently than I do at the end? Or are we just going off the air at 10:30? 9:30? 9:30. We're just done. What just happened? I mean, get ready for all your review parties. That is hilarious. Well, there you go. Miz just mystified all my expectations that I saw. So that shame on me, right? Shame on me for spending 45 minutes complaining about how predictable that was. I was talking everything out of it. I love that. Honestly, if they were going to do that, I'm surprised they didn't have somebody else win and make it even cheaper by having Miz come in like that. Oh, I am sure Dara's going to have some thoughts on this when he checks in with you guys. But in the meantime, it's been a pleasure. That one, yeah, man, that one made me happy. So thank you guys who were chatting along with me tonight. Always appreciate always appreciate your feedback. And oh my goodness, was I not expecting that at all? Whoo! Poor Drew McIntyre. I have been saying that he deserves his WrestleMania as the champion for having the belt for so long with no live crowd. We finally get a chance for him to go to, I think they're doing 20% capacity last I checked. And no, that's not happening. So I'm going to sign off here. It's been a pleasure. It's been melancholy to exciting to boring to am I going to just stop doing this to hey, that was interesting. So as always, thank you for listening to the only show hosted by people that don't hate wrestling. And if this is ever an opportunity to see that, it certainly was. You can of course check us out. Right now we're not doing our normal Friday nights. A new daughter, so taking care of her. But we're definitely putting out little segments. I'm going to be jumping in for things like this when I get a chance, especially after tonight with those expectations being blown. You can always find us just by typing directly thewrestlingrewind.com into your browser. That'll take you over to the YouTube channel. You can find our other shows over at nerdtoknowmedia.com. We are, of course, on Twitter. You can follow me, the Dave Stevens. Hit me up there, same as my Instagram. On Facebook, we, of course, are The Wrestling Rewind. We've been going over a lot of our social media tags recently and changing them to things slightly more relevant. This was a pleasure to talk to you guys, to be surprised with you guys, to, like I say, actually enjoy wrestling and not hate it for one more night. All right, you guys all take care and...
Thank you for listening to a Nerd to Know Media production.